Well, the road to recovery has been a bumpy one for a Chesapeake man.
Not only is Jonathan Derrick fighting cancer, but he also had to fight his insurance company. He needed surgery that could possibly save his life. It was a procedure that had to be done at a hospital in New York. 1 week after 10 on Your Side profiled his story, Optima Health had a change of heart. And because of the big response from you, Jason Marks traveled out of town to follow up. So Jason, why did he have to go so far for treatment?
Well, Nicole, this is surgery that is done at only the top cancer centers in the country. Now, we went to New York, as you mentioned, because of the outpouring support you, the viewers, had for Jonathan Derrick. He told me without the procedure, there was no hope. But tonight, he's resting in a hospital bed in New York. Hope is very much alive. New York, New York. The city that never...
I just couldn't sleep last night.
A must-see destination.
I'm going to try to do some things that I've never done before just because I'm here.
But for Kelly and Jonathan Derrick, this trip is...
definitely all business.
We're here for one reason only, pretty much. And that's just to get me better.
And the Derricks are hoping New York can do just that.
It has been a long road, yeah, but we got things done just in the nick of time.
The long road from Chesapeake to the Big Apple began in December when Jonathan was diagnosed with rectal cancer. It had moved into his liver.
I don't want to give up, and there's too much to live for.
That's what Jonathan told us when we first met him in June. At the time, the 35-year-old didn't have much fight left in him. After months of chemo and radiation, it seemed nothing was working. The cancer was only getting worse. In just a matter of months, their lives were turned upside down.
You never know how much somebody means until, something like this happens.
Jonathan's doctor suggested an innovative procedure called hepatic arterial infusion. The process was researched and developed by doctors at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York and is only done in a handful of hospitals in the country. The tumor in his rectum would first be removed and at the same time deliver chemo directly to his liver.
And it could have never been done anywhere else but here.
But before he could get to the hustle and bustle of the big city, he needed to get past Optima Health, his insurance provider. At first, Optima refused to pay for the surgery at Sloan Kettering. But a week after 10 on Your Side first profiled Jonathan's story, the insurance company had a change of heart. It decided to cover the expenses in New York after all.
Feels like it's been years. I mean, it's a long time coming.
The morning before the surgery, 10 on Your Side caught up with the Derricks just outside of Sloan Kettering.
I'm ready to get it done, but I'm scared and nervous at the same time. But I'm definitely ready to get it started.
360 miles from home turned into only a matter of paces for Jonathan's possible life-changing moment.
I told her, I said, they can go ahead and put me to sleep now, knock me out, just get me in there and get it done.
The team of doctors started prepping Jonathan at noon. He would go under the knife 4 hours later.
It was a long night.
It was a long surgery.
It's almost like a movie when 2 hours would go by and 4 hours would go by and 6 hours would go by, and ended up being about 10 hours.
And the doctor told the Derricks it was not easy.
He said it was one of the hardest ones he's ever performed.
The tumor was surrounded by an infection. One wrong move and it could have been disastrous. Doctors were able to get the tumor out, and soon his liver will start the chemo process. All in all, another victory for the Derricks.
Anything can happen right now, and I think we understand that. We need this to happen, we need this to happen, and we need a little bit of luck.
Jonathan is far from cancer-free. The last 7 months has taken his family down a dark journey. But everyone believes there are brighter days ahead.
Hopefully be a life changer.
So what's next for Jonathan Derrick? Well, he'll have another surgery to start the chemo process to his liver. He'll then be in New York for at least another 2 weeks. He'll then come home, but he'll have to make trips back to Sloan Kettering every month. In 6 months, doctors will reassess him to see if the spots on his liver have gotten smaller, and if so, doctors will take them out too. As you saw, it's a long road to recovery, but Jonathan is well on his way. Of course, we'll keep you posted. Jason Marks, 10 on Your Side.